So now we are going to in this video we are going to discuss about preparations of same alkenes, right? Alkenes can be prepared from different substrate. Preparation means what should be the reaction? Whatever substrate you take, whatever reagent you take, your product should give you alkene. Such reactions are called as preparation of alkenes, right? After studying the preparation, what we will do? We will study its properties. What does it mean? This type of reaction is called as preparation of alkenes. What does it mean by properties of alkenes? In the properties, your substrate is alkene. If you take different reagent, you will get different products. But substrate should be always alkene. That type of reactions are called as properties of alkenes. You will find after studying both preparation and properties that the forward reaction for preparation, whatever you have studied, the backward reaction is the same but under the heading properties, right? In alkene it so happens that mostly in alkenes only the forward backward reactions are commonly seen as forward reaction as a preparation and same backward reaction as a property, right? But you should know first all the four types of organic reactions which we have studied. One type was addition, second type was substitution, third type was elimination, and fourth type was rearrangement. Most commonly addition and elimination, right? Forward will be mostly elimination, backward will be addition reactions. Okay, now let us do so. Preparation of alkenes by using alkynes. That means alkynes should be our substrate. Which alkyne am I taking here? I am taking ethine. What is the reagent here? You are adding hydrogen by palletized carbon. Reagent is this. But you are doing hydrogenation, addition of hydrogen by breaking the double bond, by breaking the pi bond. You have already seen under alkanes, right? Under the heading preparation of alkanes from alkenes. If you add hydrogen uncontrollably to the alkynes, this bond will break to give you double bond, this bond will break to give you single bond. If you add hydrogen in a controlled ratio, only one hydrogen molecule is added to give you. If you add one hydrogen molecule, only one bond will break to give you what? One hydrogen added here, another hydrogen is added here. If I continue this reaction, the second molecule of hydrogen will also be added and the second pi bond will also break to give you alkane. But this is the which reaction? Preparation of alkene. If you get alkene, you should stop the reaction and therefore the ratio should be maintained correctly for hydrogen. That is called as controlled reaction of hydrogenation. If you don't control, it will go till the last and it will give you alkane. Okay. So now if you take alkyne under this condition, what is the condition? Hydrogen with palletized carbon will give you ethine. There is another condition by which you can prepare alkene from alkynes, and that is same sodium in liquid ammonia. The reagent is changing here. Same alkyne can be converted into alkene, but the condition is different. What will you get? You will get what? Alkene only, right? These two are two different mediums or conditions by which you can get alkenes from alkyne. Are they same or different? The products obtained from first and second are same or different? For this alkyne, the product is coming out to be same, but if you take an alkyne like so, if you take an alkyne like so, not ethine but propyne. For propyne, you will get propene and it is cis-propene. For which condition? This condition. For propyne, you will get transpropene by which condition? Sodium in liquid ammonia. Sodium in liquid ammonia will give you transalkenes, and hydrogen in pelletized carbon will give you cisalkenes, because you already know that cis trans isomerism is possible for alkenes. So if you use this condition, the product will be cisalkene. If you use this condition, the product will be transalkene. But both the ways you can use for preparation of alkenes from alkynes. The next method by which you can prepare alkenes is from alkyl halides. What is the formula of alkyl halides? Let me take ethyl chloride. How can I write ethyl chloride? I will write it this way. CH3, CH2, all the carbons are getting tetravalency only or not? Right. What is the name? Ethyl. Can I take methyl chloride to get alkene? No. Alkene with one carbon is not possible. So you should take at least 2 carbons in the alkyl halide. So I will be starting with ethyl chloride. I can take propyl chloride, butyl chloride also, but I am taking ethyl chloride here. If I take ethyl chloride in the presence of KOH or a base, any base, what happens is elimination reaction takes place. What does it mean by elimination? Number of bonds will be more in the substrate, number of bonds will be less in the product by eliminating small molecules. What is the small molecule here? HCl is eliminated out in the form of a small molecule by breaking this bond as well as this bond. If both the bonds break, it will form which bond? An extra pi bond will be added by eliminating small molecules like HCl. So this type of reaction is which reaction? Elimination reaction. First type of reaction is which reaction? Addition reaction. Addition reaction of alkyne will give you alkene. Elimination reaction of alkyl halides will give you alkene. The product is alkene only. The product is alkene only, right? Small molecule is this. Now which small molecule are you eliminating out here? Hydrochloride or hydrohalide, right? You are removing hydrohalogen. Which molecule you are removing? Hydrohalogen you are removing. So whatever is removed, you should add D. So this reaction is called as dehydrohalogenation, right? Elimination reaction in which you are eliminating dehydrohalogen is called as dehydrohalogenation, right? So now I have taken ethyl chloride to show the reaction. I can take other alkyl halide also. Which alkyl halide shall we take? We will take alkyl halide having 3 carbons. Okay? This carbon having 4 bonds, this carbon also having 4 bonds, right? Now, which small molecule is eliminated out? Here. So what is the reagent here? KOH should be the reagent, then only elimination becomes easy. So if HCl is eliminated out, where will the pi bond form? The pi bond will form here. The remaining bond is as it is. So what is the product you got? Propene. Is it clear? Right. So this is the preparation of alkenes only from alkyl halides. Now I will take another type of halide which is called as this is dehydrohalogenation. Elimination only, but in elimination what you are eliminating? You are eliminating hydrohalogen, so it is called as you are eliminating hydrohalogen, therefore it is called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. Now I will be eliminating a different molecule called as chlorine molecule or bromine molecule, right? So if I am removing halogen molecule, what is the reaction called as? Dehalogenation. If I removing hydrohalogen, what is the reaction called as? Dehydrohalogenation. If I am removing water molecule, what is the reaction called as? Dehydration. whatever molecule you are eliminating, that should be the name of the reaction by adding the word D, because you are eliminating. If you are adding halogen, it is called as halogenation. If you are adding hydrohalogen, it is called as hydrohalogenation. If you are adding water molecule, it is called as hydration reaction, right? Now the next reaction is by using vicinal dihalides you are preparing alkenes. Vicinal dihalides means how many halogens should be present? There should be two halogens, but where should they be? When I say vicinal, it means two halogens should be there, not on the same carbon but on the side by side carbons. One carbon should have one halogen, other carbon should have other halogen. There should not be any carbon in between them. If I say, can I call this as vicinal dihalides? No. If they are side by side, then only they are called as vicinal dihalides. There are other type of dihalides also. There are two chlorines, but they are on the same carbon, right? So this is also not a vicinal dihalide. It is in fact geminal, which you don't need now. But vicinal means one chlorine should be on one carbon, another chlorine should be on another carbon. Okay. Now satisfy the tetravalency. What is the name of this compound? How many carbons? 2. 2 carbon means root word should be eth. Any double bond, triple bond? No. It is ethane. Which ethane? One chloro here, one chloro here. 1, 2 dichloroethane. Is it? Now this 1, 2 dichloroethane is undergoing elimination in the presence of zinc. In the presence of zinc, it is undergoing elimination by removing these two Cls. Both the Cls are eliminated out from the molecule. What is the reagent here? Reagent is zinc. So zinc will take these two and a small molecule called as zinc chloride, ZnCl2, will be eliminated out, right? So halogen molecule is eliminated out from the substrate to give you the product. Therefore this reaction is called as dehalogenation reaction. After removing this, what is left? One bond was here broken, one bond was here broken. So I will add a common pi bond here. What is the product called as? It is ethene. Which ethene? Just ethene. From vicinal dihalides you are able to get ethene or alkene. That reaction is called as preparation of alkenes from vicinal dihalide. Now let us look at which type of elimination reaction is it? Dehalogenation reaction. Now let us look at the next reaction in which you will take alcohols. What is the formula of every alcohols? Alcohols should have OH group, right? This alcohol is having OH group. I didn't say vicinal alcohol or anything. I just said alcohol. That means one OH group should be there. What is the name of this compound? How many carbons? 2 carbons. In all the preparation reactions, I am writing the reactions by using minimum number of carbons, which are 2. You can take even more number of carbons also, but it becomes very difficult for you to remember. So you better take minimum 2 carbons only. After getting thorough with 2 carbons, you can increase the number of carbons and write the same reaction. Okay. Now in the substrate, how many carbons are present? Ethane. 2 carbon means ethane. What is the functional group? Alcohol, ethanol. What is the name of this compound? Ethanol. When you take ethanol in the presence of acid, what happens is water molecule will be removed as a small molecule. What is the small molecule here? HHO, which means H2O is the small molecule getting eliminated out. If water is removed, it is called as dehydration, right? So this reaction is elimination only, but what is eliminated out? water molecule is eliminated out, therefore called as dehydration reaction. So this bond also got broken, this bond also got broken. What is left for me? There was a bond here which got broken, there was a bond here which got broken, so in common I will get one pi bond, right? So this reaction is a preparation reaction in which alcohols are used to prepare alkenes. Alcohols are used to prepare alkenes. By which reaction? Elimination only. In elimination also, which type of elimination? It is dehydration reaction, right? So all of them are different type of reactions, but the product is common in all, that is alkenes. Okay, all the reactions should give alkene as the product. So these reactions are called as preparation of alkenes from alkynes, from alkyl halide, from vicinal halides, and from alcohols. Now in the next topic for us is properties of alkenes. You got alkene, now how can you use that alkene for the preparation of some other products, right? Then the next heading is properties of alkenes. Now we will look at the properties of alkenes. When I say properties of alkene, reaction should be of which nature? You should use alkene as a substrate under different mediums or conditions. It will give different product. Product can be alcohol, product can be halogen, product can be acid, product can be whatever it is, but your substrate should be alkene. By using different conditions, you will get different product. That we will see in all the, here the condition on the arrow mark is different, here it is different, here it is different. All the 8 properties are different properties, but every one should have alkene as a substrate, right? So that heading is called as properties of alkene. In fact, chemical properties of alkenes, right? What is the first chemical property? On the alkene, what can you do? You can add dihydrogen. Dihydrogen means H2. Before writing the reaction, you first remember, I will take alkene throughout, okay? Because all the reactions are properties of alkenes only. So what I will do? I will write alkene for all the reactions, right? Here also I will do the same, because everyone is a property of alkene only. So I will better write alkene as a substrate first. Same way here also. This is alkene. In fact, we will take ethane only. What is the ethene only? What is, which type of alkene is it? It is ethene. Simplest alkene we have taken. Right? Here also ethene. Now, once you have written alkene as a substrate, you understand what should be the reagent first. In the first reaction, what should be the reagent? Dihydrogen means H2. In the second reaction, what should be the reagent? Halogen. Halogen alone cannot be there, so this should be the reagent. In the next reaction, what you should add? Hydrohalogen. That means HCl I will take. I can take HBr also, but we will take HCl only. Polymerization means that is a different story. We will see later. Now, addition of sulfuric acid. What you should add? H2SO4. In sulfuric acid, how sulfuric acid is present? It is having H plus and HSO4 minus. That you should add. These two parts you should add. Same way, water is having which formula? H2O. In water, what do you have? H plus and OH minus. Same way, oxidation means you will add oxygen. Ozonolysis means what you will add? O3 you will add. Is it? Now, in HCl reagent, what are the two parts? H plus, Cl minus. In Cl, what are the two? Cl2, you will have Cl plus, Cl minus. In hydrogen, what you will have? H. Right? Now you have understood the conditions under which ethene is reacting. Right? If dihydrogen is added, what happens? One pi bond will break. There was a pi bond here which will be broken, and one hydrogen added here, one hydrogen is added here. What do you get? You will get ethane, right? Next, what is the reagent you have to add? You have to add Cl2. Cl for one carbon, Cl for another carbon. All those reactions are addition reaction only. By breaking a pi bond, you are making new bonds. One bond with one chlorine, another bond with another chlorine. What do you get here? Dichloroethane, right? This is just ethane. This is dichloroethane, right? Next reaction, what is the reagent you have to add? HCl. H is added on one carbon and Cl is added on another carbon. First write the as it is structure. Here you add H, here you add Cl. What do you get by this way? You are simply getting chloroethane. Earlier it was dichloroethane, now you are getting only chloroethane, right? Polymerization in the end we will see. Here, what is the reagent you are supposed to add? H plus and HSO4 minus. You add H plus on one carbon and HSO4 on another carbon. Let me add H plus here and HSO4 minus here. Otherwise, you add in such a way that OHSO4. Okay? That way you can add. Anything is correct, but let us add that way. Now, what is the reagent you are supposed to add? Water, means water has H plus OH minus. So, on one carbon I will add H plus and on the other carbon I will add OH minus. After adding to the compound, you should not keep any charges. Before adding itself, you can take them in the form of plus and minus charge. Once you add that to the molecule, don't keep H plus this way. Once it is added, plus charge won't be there. Once it is added, minus charge won't be there. Now, what is the next thing you have to add? Oxidation, means oxygen is added. If you add oxygen, what happens? Same thing happens. What is that? Oxidation cannot be done by simply adding O. To do oxidation, you should use dilute KMnO4 or dilute potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate. Or you can take acidic KMnO4 and acidic K2Cr2O7. That means the reagent for oxidation should be either potassium permanganate or potassium dichromate. If you add those two reagents, you will get oxygen added. Here also one oxygen is added, here also one oxygen is added. If they add oxygen, dilute means water is there, it will convert it into OH. What is the name of this product here? What is the name of this product? Ethanol. If you add one more water molecule, you will get alcohol. If you add potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate, or if you do oxidation of alkene by using these two reagents, you will get ethane diol, because there are two OH groups, so you should use the word ol, right? If there is only one alcohol, you should write it as ol. If there are two alcohols, you should write it as diol, right? In the next reaction, what are you adding? You are adding ozone. The formula of ozone is O3. O3 should be added to the substrate. How you can add O3? Is this way. The remaining you add 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After writing the structure of ozonide, then you write required number of hydrogen, because earlier there were 2 hydrogens, but here only 1 hydrogens, right? For ozonide, it will be this way. First you write the ozonide structure and then write hydrogens. Once ozonide is formed, ozonide is not stable. What happens? It will break. This way it will break, right? This way and this way. So this part is one and this part is another. What is the other part? What is the first part? HC double bond O. H. Plus another is also H, C double bond O, H. You will get aldehydes after breaking the ozonide, right? These are different reagents which is getting added on the alkene. If you are adding dihydrogen, you get ethane. If you are adding dihalogen, you are getting dichloroethane. If you are adding hydrohalogen, you are getting chloroethane. If you are adding sulfuric acid, you get how many carbons are there? 2 carbons. Ethanoic acid. Ethane sulfonic acid you get, not ethanoic acid. If you add water, you get alcohol. If you oxidize by adding KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7, you get diol. And if you do ozonolysis, you will get first ozonide and then aldehydes. Okay. Now the last one is polymerization. Polymerization means if you take n number of alkenes, not 1, not 2, not 3, n number of alkenes side by side. To show the reaction, what I will do? I will take exactly the same alkene one more time. I am writing only 2 times, but n numbers will be present side by side. In the presence of triethyl aluminium as a reagent or a catalyst, what happens is this double bond breaks and this double bond breaks. Instead of forming new bonds here, what happens? Till now what we have seen, new bond was formed here, new bond was formed here. But polymerization means the new bond is formed in between. Right? So I will write the product in this way. This is alkene, this is another alkene. When they are getting polymerized means first ethene react with second ethene, a bond is formed between first and second. Then second will react with third, a bond is formed between second and third. Then third will react with fourth, a bond is formed between third and fourth. Like that, a long chain of ethene is obtained by polymerization reaction. Therefore, if ethene undergoes polymerization, you will get a compound called as polyethene. Polyethene. How you will get? This is one ethene, this is another ethene I will take, okay, CH2, CH2. Here there was a pi bond, here there was a pi bond, right? What you have to do in this reaction is break this pi bond and break this pi bond. So, a bond is getting connected between 2 molecules. This carbon makes a bond with the previous ethene molecule, this carbon makes a bond with the previous ethene molecule. So, in the long chain, same way, how many ethenes you take, that many ethenes will be connected in the form of a long chain. So, the name of, I have shown only 2, but it doesn't mean that polyethene has only 2. What I have written? Repeated n times. So, instead of writing 1 ethene, 2 ethene, 3 ethene, 4 ethene in the long chain, I have written just 2 ethene repeated a number of times, and the name of this product is called as polyethene. This is called as polymerization reaction. For that the catalyst is triethyl aluminium and titanium tetrachloride, right? It is called as polyethene. Now these are all the properties of alkenes, right? For that we have taken a general reaction by using ethene only. This reaction, if I take a higher alkene instead of ethene, if I take a propene, the reaction can give 2 different products. Not only here, in all the cases also, if I add same type of reagent, means H2 means 2H only, Cl2 means 2Cl only, diol means 2 alcohol only, nothing will happen. different product chances are not there, right? Here also different product chances are not there, here also different product chances are not there. But whenever you add any reagent which give you different parts, H plus and Cl minus, different parts, H plus and OH minus, different parts, H plus and HSO4 minus, it follows a different mechanism and you can get two possibilities of the product. If one product is coming more, it gives major product. If the other product is coming more, it is called as minor product. In the next class, what we will see is which mechanism will be followed by this type of unsymmetrical reagents. This reagent is called as symmetrical, this reagent is also called as symmetrical, this reagent is also called as symmetrical, this reagent is also called as symmetrical. But this and this has unsymmetrical reagent, for that the mechanism is different. First mechanism can follow Markovnikov's rule, second mechanism can follow anti-Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule give different product, anti-Markovnikov's rule give a different product. How? That we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you.